Now we want to continue the conversation. So before we move forward, there's a couple people who've requested to speak. We have someone from the Daily Texan who wanted to make a statement. We have a couple individuals who've been in touch with TSM and the Daily Texan who also wanted to share their thoughts. Before that, I want to articulate a few demands. These are some demands that we've come up with as a group of students, and we feel this is like the best way forward for our campus. We first demand that the Daily Texan and/or Texas Student Media immediately publish a retraction and apology for the hateful and grossly Islamophobic ad. Doing so, doing so would force the staff to be accountable for their poor decisions and would send a powerful message that Islamophobia and racism have no place on our campus. Second, we demand that the Texan and/or Texas Student Media clearly and publicly articulate standards that they will follow for the publication for potentially offensive ads. This would prevent such an egregious mistake from happening again and show transparency regarding how they make these decisions. And finally, we demand that the Texan bar the client, the David Horowitz Center, or whoever else purchased this ad from any future business. This is necessary to send a powerful collective message against their hateful ideology.
Yes.
I'm going to hand it off to Nick Mitchell, who had a few words to share about his thoughts.
So, can someone hold this? Does someone want to be like a Longhorn and make a real quick? Okay. So, when we're out here thinking about what we must demand of the Daily Texan and Texas Student Media, we must remember that we can not only demand a change in policy, but we must be constantly demanding that that policy is enforced. Right now, in the Texas Student Media Handbook, which governs the rules and organizations of all subsets of Texas student media, including the Daily Texan, there is Article 2.45, which clearly states that if a managing editor or the editor decides that an ad is unfit for publication, they can call a committee of themselves and 2 advertising representatives. And if any 2 of these members decide that this advertisement is not fit for publication, and I think we can all agree this one was not, then it goes down. And we've been given no transparency on how this vote went, the justification behind this vote, the votes that did or did not happen behind every other single racist or bigoted or just plain stupid article or comic or advertisement the Daily Texan has published. I think that we all here deserve an explanation of what exactly happened. I think we should demand transparency. And yeah.
There's a lot of things we can do after we leave this rally. We've posted a sample letter on our Facebook page that we can send to the editors at the Daily Texan, to people at Texas Student Media. And in fact, we have one individual here who did send an email and did get a response, and he wanted to share the response with you. So I'm going to invite Kashif up. Give him a round of applause. Yeah.
So first of all, thank you to the brother who posted the sample email. I took that email and sent it basically to the editor and basically all the members of the board of the Texan Student Media. And surprisingly, I got a response within 25 minutes. And first, the thing that he said was that he's replying to me in his individual position. I mean, he does not represent the board, so they're not taking collective responsibility as yet. But at least he recognizes a mistake was made. He mentioned a few rules that are in place to prevent these kinds of ads or articles going into the newspaper, but he said the system failed at some point, and that's why the ad was published. So at least they're recognizing that mistake was made. Now, it's short of apology, of course. The second important thing was they're holding a board meeting in April, and he basically invited Muslims to come and attend so that we can also have a say in what's going on, and they're going to discuss this issue in the board meeting. So what we take away from this thing is that emails do work. So please, at least with them they're working. So take these emails, the sample email that's posted, or make your own, and send the email to the concerned people. Even if they don't reply, at least you can let them know that on campus there is some concern regarding this ad. That's A. And B is we should definitely nominate a group of people to go and meet the board when they discuss this issue in April. I posted the entire body of text of the letter on the Facebook group. So you guys can go to the group and read it. And that's about it.
Thanks. Thank you, Kasha, for sharing that with us. Obviously, as Kasha made it clear, it's not enough for individuals to give their apology, to state their regret. We want an official statement from the Daily Texan, an official change of policy. Now, as we are talking about the Daily Texan and their transparency, we have someone from the Daily Texan who wanted to share their thoughts. We wanted to let them share their thoughts at this rally because we're questioning their transparency. So I'm going to let you speak.
I don't know if you want us to stand on the table, but we'll stand right here for everyone to see. Can everyone hear us? My name is Susanna Jacob. I'm the editor-in-chief of the Daily Texan.
My name is Trey Scott. I'm the managing editor.
And we are so...
Speak up.
Get up on.
All right. You know, I think the most important thing to communicate here is we are so appreciative and moved by the amount of support and the sentiment that is being expressed here, which is that hate and racism, in a way that have historically been the cause of a lot of violence and tragedy in our history and the history of the world, will not be tolerated on this campus. And I think when we talk about the future of the Daily Texan and moving forward, there is room to grow and to build a dialogue and to create a student newspaper that does not only function to keep hate out, but functions to directly combat these kinds of arguments and these ideas. And I know that Trey and I, we are very interested in making that kind of dialogue possible, and I think that, you know, Trey wants to say a few things.
Despite my personal disgust upon seeing the ad last week in a proposal, I did not feel that my personal feelings would be enough to allow me to reject it based on a First Amendment grounds. Now we're here. Thank you. And now we're here, and I think that there should be an institutionalized response against an organization which its sole purpose is to institutionalize hate. And so at the next Texas Student Media Board meeting in April, I'm going to propose an absolute ban on any advertisement from David Horowitz and his foundation. Undoubtedly, this will lead to, we'll get messages from his attorneys, and it could lead to a possible lawsuit. But quite honestly, I would rather deal with them than to continue to allow our paper to be used as a vehicle for spreading hate and prejudice.
Yeah. Would you apologize
And your statement saying that you're going to try to ban David Horowitz as something.
We need an apology.
Well, Trey and I are the leaders of this newspaper, and we are truly, I say, in agreement, very disappointed and sorry that such a hateful and racist ad was extended to this dialogue. I'm getting hands, but I see everyone. But to finish, I think that it's important. I was very upset by we were both very upset. It is a hateful, racist idea, and the thing that is most upsetting to me is not necessarily that there are people that recognize how hateful and racist it was, but there are people that saw that advertisement and were unable to recognize that it was hateful and racist.
Then publish something that says that it's hateful and racist on part of the Daily Texan.
My question is that what deters you guys from issuing a statement? Like, you talk about creating conversation.
Well,
explain to us why you can't issue an apology.
Because as a newspaper, we publish articles and stories, editorials and columns. It's not, it's not really, as our understanding, the manner, to issue a statement. I'm not, I wrote an editorial.
You wrote an editorial on your own behalf, not on behalf of the Daily Texan. That's supposed to represent students on this campus.
Well, I think it's important that we continue this discussion. I think that everyone is welcome to come down to the basement. We can talk about it there. But in terms of a public approach, yes.
Again, what's lacking is the collective responsibility. I mean,
I
individuals, even the response I got and your statement in the Daily Texan is like, I'm sorry and we regret. Collectively, Daily Texan should apologize. I mean, that's the whole point. You made a mistake as an institution. The newspaper is not owned by one person. It's run by the whole organization, right? So apologies so much.
As the elected editor of this newspaper and the representative of all of the students on this campus, I am truly sorry that such a hateful advertisement ran in the newspaper.
How did it run?
the decision we described it. We are happy to answer all questions about the policy and to look forward and to look at how the policy can be changed and how this particular hateful statement that belongs to somebody named David Horowitz can be prevented and excluded from our newspaper in the future. But that is a conversation that we have to continue in the coming weeks and days. It is manipulative, it is untrue, it is hateful, it is racist, it is bigoted, and it is preying on prejudice. And I am sorry that it appeared in our newspaper. And I think that we need to continue the conversation, because what we really need to recognize is that this newspaper, as I said a minute ago, can serve as a combative force, not only an exclusionary force to these ideas, and that is a college campus that is perpetually filled with young people who shape the dialogue and the way that this society is conducted. It is upon us to create structures that don't exist, that prevent this kind of dialogue and prevent it from manifesting itself against a different group in a different decade. Thank you for coming.
Last year, when the J-Bone Martin article was published, y'all said y'all were going to institute mandatory cultural sensitivity training for all staff. Have you all gone through that cultural sensitivity training?
Last semester we went through some form. We had a lot of conversations. I'm happy to continue this discussion in my office in the basement.
We're not satisfied. We want an official apology. This is not sufficient. For individuals as part of the Texan to make a statement is not enough. We want something official from the Daily Texan and a change in policy.
This is the third time in 4 years that I've seen kind of, and I don't want to say thrown under the bus, but student editors kind of thrown out to the wolves, and the actual employees that have been publishing these racist advertisements for years not held accountable. They hide and they force the students to go out. And those students change every year. Those students have no collective memory of the advertisements to employees who've been publishing them for years. We fought a Facts and Logic into the Middle East ad in 2010. There was an ad published like last year. There was an ad that's been published 5 years ago. And some of those employees who approved those advertisements and been faced several times are still approving them. Now, why is no one talking about those people and their jobs and how they failed to do their job?
Well, it was students that approved the ad. So that's one thing I want to clarify. And there is room for discussion about the policy and the approval of the ad. There is a problem of institutional memory of the student paper where the editors change every year. But I think that there is an opportunity here to create institutions and structures that make it so future editors and students can learn from our experience, and I welcome the opportunity to do that. And seriously, anyone who would like to come talk is welcome.
TSM, no more hate. You should set the record straight.
TSM, no more hate. You should set the record straight. TSM, no more hate. You should set the record straight. Daily Texan, no more hate. You should set the record straight.
Daily Texan, no more hate.
You should set the record straight. Daily Texan, no more hate. You should set the record straight.
Hey, hey,
ho, ho, Islamophobia's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, Islamophobia's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, Islamophobia's got to go.
Hey, hey,
ho, ho, Islamophobia's got to go.
Hey, hey,
ho, ho, Islamophobia's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, Islamophobia's got to go.
Hey, hey!
Ho, ho! 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 Islamophobia's got to go.
I want to thank you all for being out here, and I want to end this rally with a message that we will not stop. We will keep this up. We will keep working to make sure that this is addressed. Jonathan's rightly pointing out to me that we have a strategy planning meeting tomorrow at 6 p.m. in Mezzi's 1.212. If you want a little flyer, we can do that. We're going to meet. We're going to talk about how to move forward with this, who to get in touch with. There are sample emails on the Facebook event page. Write to them. Express your grievances. Express how upset you are. We're going to take this through to the end and make sure that this time there is a change. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it.
Hey, please don't forget to send a letter a day. We all email the Daily Texan and the Texas Student Media once a day. We can make an impact. Also, we have a big banner here, and it's addressed to the Texas Student Media and the Daily Texan. Please feel free to sign it. Whatever message you want to give, we're going to give it to them so they can see our discontent and that we were here today. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you.
And no matter what they say, they did have the power to stop this advertisement. They refused.